If you've ever set a boundary with family and had them totally disregard it, ignore it altogether, you probably thought, okay, they literally don't respect me at all and just moved on. But what if it's not about your family? What if it's about you? What if you're like 90% of us and you missed this very important step and that's why your boundaries fail? So today I'm going to show you that step and I'm going to show you how to set boundaries that stick 100% of the time. So if you missed the last episode, we talked about Barb setting a boundary with her mom. I highly suggest you start from the beginning. I'll put it somewhere up here. You can go back, watch it. We talked about signs of emotional immaturity, which I think is so important for us to see and understand. We walked through the 5-step framework that I have in the Clear Formula. A lot of you guys probably already have it. And if you don't, I'm happy to send it to you. The link is below in the description. And then we wrote Barb's script live so that you could also just plug in your own situation. And by the end of the video, you had your own script. Now, I'm going to show you the script and I'm going to remind you where we left off. And then we're going to continue on today talking about the one step. Like if Barb wouldn't have done this step, her boundary would have failed. So let me switch screens so we can just dive right in and get right to it. So we're going to go here, and here you can kind of see our work from the last episode. I'm just going to zoom in here so you can see it. There we go. A little bit more maybe? Yeah. So all of my scripts follow this framework. And this is a framework that I had to make myself because I just could not. Every script that I would look up either online or I would read in a book, I would just be like, I could never say that. It's way too harsh for me. If somebody were to say a script like that to me, I would feel awful. And I do believe I am a mature person. And I just feel like that was just so hurtful. So I made my own framework in order for me to be able to communicate boundaries with my loved ones who either have high conflict personality or really sensitive personality where, they just go quiet, sulk, sometimes cry, ghost me for days, and then come back and act like nothing happened. I made this specifically for me to be able to communicate my needs without feeling like a total bad guy. Also, it lands a lot better. So we walked through the script. So for Barb, her situation is her mom is a night owl, calls her all hours up until midnight. Her work performance was going down. Every time she would try to set a limit, her mom would, continue to call. But what the pattern was is she would set a limit, say, hey, mom, I can't talk this late. Like I'm, tired at work. I'm getting performance reviews that are negative, blah, blah, blah. Her mom would go silent, ghost her for days, come back and pretend like nothing happened. And so Barb was just at the end of her line. She didn't know what to do. She believed she had set all the boundaries in the past, and I had to walk her through the Clear Formula. We came up with this script, and then I'll tell you what happened next. So Barb was on the phone with her mom when she spoke this, and she just said, Mom, I love our nightly chats. It makes me feel so close. Wait, I messed up this one. It makes me feel so close to you, but I've noticed when it's too late, I'm tired at work. So going forward, I'm turning my phone on Do Not Disturb at 9 p.m. That way we still have plenty of time to talk and I don't miss your stories. I love you, Mom. When Barb spoke this to her mom, it was the first time her mom didn't hang up on her and ghost her. She was able to stay on the phone. She was definitely quiet, but she didn't hang up. So Barb thought it was a huge win. She emailed me right away, letting me know how excited she was. Like this was her first time. And then a few hours later, I got another email. And that was like 10 o'clock at night. And Barb said, never mind. She called me at 9:53. Like, this is just no use. Like my mom will never, ever listen. So now today, because you've probably felt that where you feel like it's a success. You communicated your limit. They heard you and then they still do it. They still cross your line. This is the most important step. And this is why my boundaries failed for decades. And hopefully you can prevent that from happening. So let me turn the iPad screen on. So this is what I walked through Barb, and this is what I did not know. So number one, this is what happened. So Barb said no calls or texts after 9 p.m. Can you see this? Okay. Number two, Barb's mom texts at 9:53 p.m. And this is after she thought she had a really good conversation with her. And then 3 is the choice. So this is what we miss 90% of the time. So if Barb chooses to answer, oops, sorry. So if Barb answers at night, no boundary. Complete epic fail. If Barb answers in the morning, yay. Oops. Boundary. You gotta win. So hopefully you can see the difference. And the main step, the part that we miss, is minding our boundary. A boundary is words plus action. So we communicate our limit, hoping they'll respect it. But if they don't, then we take action to mind our line. So now I was able to clearly show Barb, now it's time to get to work. And which sucks, right? Because honestly, for me anyway, let's get rid of this screen. For me anyway, it's like telling them the boundary was so hard. Like I would rehearse. And when you finally get it out, you're like, oh, thank gosh, it's over. And then you realize, no, like the work has just begun, because now you still have to mind it if they can't respect it for whatever reason, which is fine. But I think it's actually important. Let's look this up. I did find a link. I want to look this up. Why does it feel like when you set a limit, when you say no, when you set a boundary, some family members, it seems like they make it their mission to cross and violate your line. Like they make it their mission to not listen to you. I think it's important to look at some of this. So let's look at some of the reasons, just so we understand. And again, if you go back and if you go back to the first episode, it's going to really bring this all together, but I'm not going to be redundant and review it all. But let's just understand, why do some family members continue to push even when we set our boundaries? A lot of them want to have control, and this doesn't come from a malicious place. It comes from a place of love, and it also comes from a place of anxiety. Control is a coping mechanism to deal with our fears. And so they have the fear of the unknown. Maybe they feel entitled. They are insecure. They could have a fear of change. They could just kind of feel like, okay, the family dynamics are shifting, a loss of identity. Sometimes our parents, like their role, being our mom, like, or being our dad, like that was everything to them. So when we change it up, it really threatens their identity, which you could imagine that does not feel good. Boundaries for like two emotionally immature people. And again, I'm not trying to talk trash. I have all the compassion in the world. These are our parents. These are our loved ones. These are our siblings, our grandparents, whoever. These are our best friends. They take it as a personal attack. And I want to explain that so that you understand it's not about you. It's about their lack of tools. They just don't have the skill set, and it's not a choice. It's not about them being stubborn. They literally feel like you're rejecting them, abandoning them, making them feel like they're not good enough, and they just don't understand. So there's just a lot of different reasons why our family sometimes can't respect our boundaries. And it's not because they're just bad people. Like, it's just not because of that. It's not that simple, and it's not that malicious. Now you might be thinking, okay, so what does Barb's mom do next? Like, how does she respond to Barb ignoring her at night, responding to her in the morning? Like, what's that like? And that's what we're going to talk about, because I think it's so important to pregame before you even go to the game, which is writing the boundary script. And in the pregame, in the next video, I'm going to show you my exact 3-step checklist that I walk through before I even consider setting a boundary, because it helps me stay grounded with all the pushback. And you are going to get pushback. So I will see you in the next video. We're going to go through that checklist. It's going to be really helpful. Plus, we're going to go through some more scripts.